Namaskar. Today we will be dealing with the concept of Nirvikalp. To understand this, we uh, take up a small story. The story is of a man who was in the company of deluded ones. And over there, he developed an idea of I and mind. And the awareness of the space around. So he comes back and constructs a wall around to protect that space. He is very happy on account of being successful in making that wall to protect the space, but that happiness was short lived. After some time, the walls collapsed, and he was wondering that he has lost the space. He wasn't aware that the space is there itself, it has not gone anywhere. Anyway, then he dug a well. Again, he saw space in the well, very happy. Okay, this is my space. But after some time, the well caved in and the space seemed to have gone. But this fellow was a determined one. He then thereafter planted a grove. But the grove caught fire and the grove was gone. So it is a never ending tale of sadness, suffering of the person who is deluded about space. If we understand the story properly, we will find that at the outset there was a vibration which caused a disturbance in the mind, giving rise to I. This I created the ego sense. And this ego sense assumed that the space around it is its own. So it wanted to protect. With this came up his identification with the body and the need to protect this body. But as you know, body, since it has come, it has to go. Body went. He got identified with it. He means the ego sense. And he was wailing. The space is gone. But the space actually was unaffected. It was there itself. He did not know. He was in delusion. Similarly, there was an exercise which I had attended a few years back. In that, we were told to be whatever we saw first. And sure enough, all of us went outside, and whatever object we could hook on, we hooked on. Fortunately or unfortunately, I found a crow. So I was concentrating on the crow, and without entertaining any thoughts, just looking at it. And once the exercise was over, a feedback was taken, and I gave a feedback. I said, I became the crow. On being asked, what did you do becoming a crow? I said, I went inside and was was thinking about the crow, how from his point of view, how he is looking at things. That exercise, as I understood, was to ensure that we abandon the perception of diversity, the perception of two-ness, the concept of two-ness, and the urgent urge to have an object and we being a subject. So that was the whole idea. The idea was to ensure that we see an ocean in the wave. We see sun in the light. We see gold in the ornament. If we are thus able to see beyond the appearances or behind the appearances, that seeing and that knowing is called Nirvikalp understanding, Nirvikalp seeing. So it is always better to abandon all perceptions about diversity or unity. And that's about all. This is what the understanding about Nirvikalp is, and we can develop at our homes, sitting in our homes, by the exercise that we just talked about. Namaskar.